Hey everyone, it's Sky here and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. So today we're going to be going through and doing an update on my coloring supplies that I have. This was requested by someone. I'm so sorry I forgot to write your name down, but I thought it would be fun because I have added a few new supplies as well as been gifted some, so that's pretty awesome. Go ahead and get started in that. So the first thing I'm going to show you is books. So these are some of the books I use in association with coloring and also the channel, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you guys that. So this is actually my color along book. So this is where my color alongs get written down and I keep track of the colors that I use for the color along. That's how I'm able to give you guys that little bit of heads up on what you'll need for the video. So I keep everything in this. The last one we just did was Monica, so she's right here. All the colors for part 1, part 2, and part 3. Everything I've used, that kind of thing. So this is super helpful to have. This is my current, I guess, coloring page color recording book. I don't really know what you would call this, but see again, if we flip to Monica, if I can find her here. So I also recorded down all of the colors I used. I do have a blog. I'm a little bit behind on putting pictures and stuff on it, but I do have a blog where you can see the page and the colors I used right next to it. This is just a little bit easier rather than posting combinations just one at a time. Then I have an entire page of the combinations and people can just look at that. So yeah, that's super handy to have. This book is kind of the same as my color along book, except this is specifically for pages that I'm basing for Hannah. So for future diamond paintings for the Diamond Art Club, stuff like that. So the pages that I've done for her, I just have my colors and stuff in here. This book was my old YouTube book. The only thing I have in here kind of worth mentioning is stuff that was gifted to the channel. I keep track of it and keep little paper sentiments in here just because I'm sentimental like that. I have recently switched it to a bullet journal. So I'm still working on this. It's a work in progress. So this is my social media tracker. I think I finished it today for the most part. So I just kind of want to track my posting, where I need to post things to. So like content wise, this will kind of help. And then I'm tracking videos, and this is more just for fun and the technical side of YouTube. I don't really care about this stuff, but I thought it would be interesting to see how it fluctuates. This kind of information will tell me what kind of videos you guys like, that kind of thing. So the videos for June. This is just for YouTube analytics. Revenue, which I don't quite know how that works because I know full well I did not make this much last month, so I don't know how accurate that is. These months seem pretty realistic since I wasn't really doing anything up until May, so maybe that is why this jumped so much. Maybe it's not the actual number, but just like an influx. I don't know. And then I'm just tracking Instagram posts. I've got a brain dump page just for any ideas and stuff. And then YouTube expenses, and then I'm keeping track of my finished pages so we can do finished page flips rather than doing an entire update. And then if we flip to the back, I've got video requests, so there's tons of them. Oops, sorry, bumped my mic. I do have my coloring supplies. I went through and did this up this morning. My coloring books. Oh, can't show you guys that one. That's color along ideas for this year. I have most of them planned already, but we're keeping that top secret for now. Another Instagram tracker. This is just for followers, so I can write down followers or color in specific goals, maybe that kind of thing. Also tracking followers, top 5 posts in 2020. YouTube tracker. So this is with subscribers and view time. The amount of views, and then amount of revenue, because I just kind of want to track that and kind of get an average for the channel. I do want to continue doing what I'm doing and put all the money I get from YouTube back into the channel. So I did buy some coloring supplies and stuff that you will see in this video. So that's that one there. And I can set it up for each month and kind of change it as to what I need. I'll show you this one next. This is my color swatch book. So we've got colored pencils, and then I have it kind of divided by brands. So Prismacolor Scholars, Prismacolor Premiers, Black Widows, we've got Marker Fiends, all those. And then we've got markers, watercolors, and then miscellaneous. So that book is super helpful to have. I did have this in a normal book, but I went to a ring binder. That way I could add sets. So like, for example, the, where are they here? The Black Widows are the bane of my existence because they are good pencils. They're really good budget and quality. So I do like them, but they're always introducing new sets. So I find that kind of annoying. So I did have to go through and like redo all of them to add in my, I think it's the Monarch ones, the Monarch pencils, the one with the deer. So I did have to redo all of them to have them in color order to add that set in. I think if they release a new set, I will definitely not be doing that again. I will just be adding pages for the new sets because it's too much to just redo everything. So some of you might recognize this book as my color combinations book. However, it's moving over to this book here. So it's still a work in progress. I think I'm currently on hair. So we have all the skin tones. We've got lips, we've got eyes. So this is kind of like for faces, like humans, bodies, that kind of thing. Then we've got hair, and I think this whole section is hair. And then the next one is nature. So we've got leaves, we've got flowers, metals, woods, and then these are just like color charts, which I think is what I'm on right now. I think I finished hair, and then yeah, I was starting on color charts. So I think I only have color charts and then metals and woods left to transfer into here. And then these are just my templates. So this is kind of like ideas I was going with for templates. And then just some spare pages in the back. And again, I went with this because it's a lot easier to just add new combinations and stuff. I don't have to, like if I had a bound book, I would have to put hair in and then leave a couple pages for future hair combinations and that kind of thing. So this just makes it way easier. So I was really happy to have this set up, and I'm really excited to use this, and I've been excited to show you guys too. So there's that. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys is pastels. So I keep my pastels in my original Prismacolor boxes. So the first ones I ever got, I think I actually got rid of. They were super cheap neon pastels. But yeah, it was just this cheap 6 set of neon pastels I got from the dollar store for like $1.25 or something. They were not very good at all. I also have these De La Rowney soft pastels, which will probably be soon to follow because I'm not actually a huge fan of these either. But I do still have them for now. And then these ones I really like. I think they were Artist Loft ones. I can't quite remember. I got them at Michael's. They are really good. I love these ones. They did come with color names, so I tried to kind of match the names to the colors as best I could because there's obviously no way of telling which color was actually meant to be which. So I just kind of matched the names in a way that made sense to me. I really like these ones. They are absolutely beautiful, and as you can see, I use them quite often. So I like those. And then just got an X-Acto knife for scraping the chalk dust off into here, and then a whole bunch of different makeup sponges to use it. Okay, next I'm going to show you Stickles. So these are all the Stickles that I have. There is quite a few of them, and I keep them in here. So we've got some reds, browns, coppery colors. There's some blues, yellows, greens, purples, a lot of the clear ones, because the clear ones are my favorite because you can put them over top of everything. I do really love this color as well though. But yeah, the clear ones you can put on top of everything and you can just see the color through anyways. So I feel like if you had to choose one thing of Stickles, the clear would always be the best. Okay, so next up is the first brand of pencils I started out with, which was Prismacolor, and these are their Scholars. So I've just got them in this cute little case that I got off of eBay, I believe. So the full set of Scholars comes with 60. That's the set that I have. And I think this is still the original set from when I started coloring. I'm pretty sure, or maybe the second set since I started coloring. I can't quite remember. But as you can see, I've used quite a few of them a bit. There's some that I completely ran out of because I know there's supposed to be like a purpley blue here that was my favorite for shadows and stuff. So I think that one's a goner. But yeah, I really like these pencils, and they do come with 2 whites and 2 blacks, which I found really helpful. And then you do have a decent selection of variety with them, and their pigmentation is actually really good. Especially if you're on a budget and just starting out, I highly recommend those ones. I still use them. I still quite enjoy them, but the Premiers are just a whole nother ball game. So still recommend having those two for the cheapest, I think, out of like the higher quality pencils in my opinion. So then I've got these little jars of loose glitter, which I like using for my pages. I'll just sprinkle these over like a glue stick or something, and it just brings like really, really glittery aspects to it. I think it's even like more glittery than Stickles because the glitter is so, what's the word, like, Stickles glitter glue is glue with little pieces of glitter, whereas this is like pure glitter, so it just looks way better. I've got a bunch of colors of those, but they're on the shelf over there, so I'm not going to bring them all over. I also had glitter paint, just cheap dollar store glitter paint, but I got rid of that. So I'm going to cross that off. And then we've just got some kind of random stuff. So I'll just bring this container over here. We have some random markers that I got from the dollar store. Little gel pens, I think. So just markers and gel pens in this one. And then the one below it, I've got a bunch of highlighters and fine liners. And all of the fine liners I use are just cheap from the dollar store. Just a couple random crayons and stuff that Carbon stuffed in there. And then, although I don't use them a whole lot, I do still have all of my Crayolas and my Crazy Art pencils. So the Crazy Art ones are the ones kind of bound up, and then the Crayolas are the loose ones. And I've kind of got them organized by colors. So this is what I actually originally started up with, and then I switched to the Prismacolor Scholars. I've also still got this metal tin of Sharpies. This hasn't changed or been added to, so this is just all the same. Some of the colors are dried out because Carbon likes using them, and he put an angry face on it for when I touch them. Another thing that I have an abundance of is acrylic paint. I'm not going to bring all of it out, but these are definitely some of my favorites to use. So just normal white acrylic paint by Rowney, and then I do like this Simply Acrylic Black by Rowney. It's really good too. And then I just got some shimmery like color shift paints, metallics, these dragonfly glaze, which are really pretty because they shift from like, this one is red to blue. I think I only have the 2 of them. This one is purple to green, so it's really cool. I also like this one too. This sparkle varnish is really pretty. And I think that's it for those. So acrylic paint is a really nice way to kind of spice up your images, or if you have like a really large background that you don't really know what to do on, you could always use acrylic paint for that and color the whole thing in and then just put in some details, and it's a really quick, fast, and really cheap way of kind of adding a little something extra to your page. Next up, I've got these Fiskars gel pens. So I got this and my Marco Ruffines in February of 2016. So I got the full 72 set of the Marco Ruffines. I got them in this case, which I actually really love. Before, I just kind of kept them in an old diaper wipe box. This is just so much better. And then you can actually see them. So if Carbon wants to use colored pencils, I usually let him use these ones. So I've got those, and then I've got the 48 set of Fiskars gel pens, and some of them are kind of running out, some of them not so much. I've had these for 7 years now, and they still work, so that is pretty amazing. I have the Pentel Aqua brush. I like this brush, but it's actually pretty expensive, so I don't really use it a whole lot, but it is nice to have. And then, let's see, in August of 2017, I bought the Wink of Stella, which I still have. It's about right to here, so it is running out, unfortunately, but that's a pretty long time for this to last too, and I did use it the other day, so I know that it still works. So that's quite impressive. I also have the Magic Fly water brushes. So these are the ones I have. I lost a lid for this one, and then the big one that I used for cuticle oil, I think I got rid of that. I think it broke. So definitely don't use these for cuticle oil. But they do still work. They're still really nice. And they come in an arrangement of sizes, and I think I only paid like $20 for them or something like that. So super inexpensive. And in that same haul, I got my Derwent ink tent, so that's why I got the water brushes. So I got the full 72 set of them. I absolutely love these pencils, and I love this case too. I feel like this case just seems like so vintage and kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, but I love the pencils in this case. They fit pretty good. It keeps them protected enough. It doesn't really cover the tops of all of them, but I don't really mind because I don't take them anywhere. These are definitely one of my favorite sets of pencils. I love using these because I feel like I can color a lot quicker with them because I don't have to spend as much time layering and blending and all that. The pencil, when you activate it, just does all the work for you, so I love that. All right, and then in, I think it was September of 2016 is when I got my set of the Prismacolor Premiers. So this is my current set right now. You can see that there is quite a few pencils needing to be replaced. My cream's getting pretty tiny. My light peach, definitely, because we do a lot of skin. Parma Violet, of course, because of skin. And then I think this is the Dioxazine Purple Hue. I love this color. And my white. My white's going to need to be replaced too. I've already replaced the black and the indigo blue. But I think those are the only ones that I've replaced out of my spare set. I think there's a few that I've replaced just by singles at Michael's, but I love these pencils. I am kind of debating getting a different case for them because when I open the case up, it takes up a lot of room on my desk, so it's kind of annoying. I'm constantly like turning it and maneuvering it so I can have like one side open at a time, and it's a little bit of a headache. All right, and then in February of 2018, I got the Gansai Tambi watercolors. I got the 36 set. So I have used these quite a bit now. I know when I did my last coloring supply video, I had said that I would probably only have gotten the metallics because that's all I had used at the time. But I have done a few backgrounds with these, and I actually have to say that they are really nice. It just takes some getting used to. And then you just have to deal with the fact that watercolors don't give you a lot of control. They kind of do their own thing for the most part. So I have practiced a little bit with them, and I do actually really like them. And then I threw all of my Touch 5 markers out. I got the 80 count set of the animation Touch 5 markers, and within a year they were all dried up, even though I had hardly used them. So I wasn't very happy with that, and I just tossed all of them. I think I started going through them, and after like the 6th or 7th marker in a row was completely dried up, I just decided to say screw it, and I just tossed them. So crossing those off my list. Let's see. Yeah, I got the Touch 5 markers and the Neo Color 2s in June of 2018. These are another favorite for backgrounds. These things are amazing. So they're basically watercolor crayons, and I adore them. You get some really neat effects with them. The texture that they kind of create, it's not like an actual texture, but the look of the texture that they create is amazing. So these are another one of my favorites for backgrounds because it's just so quick and easy. You have so much control, and majority of the backgrounds that I've done with these have turned out amazing. So highly recommend these. I got the 40 count set, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. You can mix them to create different colors, which is awesome. I would love a bigger set in the future, but I definitely don't feel like I need one at the moment. So happy with these ones. And then I got my Black Widow pencils, so I have them in this holographic pencil case that is extremely bulky, although it is beautiful. So I can't remember how many pencils this case holds, but maybe this is the one that I should switch my Prismacolors into for the amount that I use it. This case is still pretty bulky, but it's really nice. So I have a mix of all of the Black Widow pencils in here. I got them at kind of like different times. So my first couple sets I got was in 2019, and then just been kind of adding to them. My friend actually gifted me the Monarch set. And I think one of the skin tone sets as well, although I can't remember. I think it was the skin tone because I bought the dark ones. So these are the skin tone sets. I've got the light skin tone, the dark skin tone, and then all of the other sets are just kind of mixed in per color order. I do really like these pencils. Again, like I said, they have very bright pigment. The quality is pretty good, especially for the budget price. The only thing I don't like is, like I said, they keep releasing new sets, and alongside doing that, they keep changing the pencils, so they don't even look like a set, which drives me crazy. And I probably wouldn't even care so much if all of the colors were at the bottom, but the ones like the Monarchs that have the colors in the very middle that sits exactly where they're covered up in the center is very annoying. So I am not a fan of that. I can live with it, but I'm going to forever be annoyed by it. So in October of 2019, the amazing Miss Melody Go, I hope I'm saying her name right, she gifted me a second set of the Prismacolor Premiers, so this is my backup set. I did end up going through and using all of the colors that I had purchased open stock before diving into this, so the only colors I've had to use was, again, the indigo blue and the black, because that's the third time I've switched them out. I already went through their replacements, and then I took their third replacement out of here. So other than that, this is a full set, so I just kind of keep this kind of tucked away in case I need it, which with all the tiny pencils I have currently, there'll be another 3 to 5 colors coming out of there pretty soon. So huge thank you to Melody. Let's see, then in February 2020, I finally picked up the Polychromos after you guys repeatedly telling me that I needed them. So this is the case that I have them in. The camera is showing it more blue, but it's kind of more of like a teal, kind of greeny blue color. It does have like a hand strap, which is kind of cool, although I would never take them anywhere because they are really expensive, but it does kind of clip off, which is neat. And then I do like the zippers on them too. They're really neat. They feel like really high quality. They feel elegant, kind of premium feel. So I like that. And then just the case itself is beautiful. They house the pencils perfectly. They fit so nice in here. It's kind of more compact, so it's easier to keep on my desk. And it fits them all really nice. They just look so awesome. I have used these pencils a handful of times, but definitely not enough for the price I paid for them. So we'll definitely have to do more color alongs with these in the future. So then in April of 2020, I bought a 100 count set of the Ohuhu Markers. So these ones are the fine bullet nib with the chisel nib. I really like these. So again, I bought them in 2020. It's been, let's see, so April 2020. So it's been a little over 2 years, and these still work. The colors that I've used anyway still work. I haven't run into any that are dried out quite yet. I'm sure that'll probably happen eventually, but so far these markers are amazing. I will always and forever go back to Ohuhu. But yeah, I will definitely always be going back to Ohuhu as my favorite budget market brand. So these are really nice to have. Okay, so then in February 2021, I was gifted the set of the Jane Davenport Mermaid Markers. I'm pretty sure it was Julie Loss, hopefully I'm saying her name right, that gifted these to me. I am so sorry. I haven't forgotten. I just didn't write down what she gifted me. Like I said, I keep all of the papers in my book with the names and dates that it was sent, and usually the stuff they sent. However, hers just had her name and her date. So this is the only thing I can think of that she would have sent. Because I know I was gifted these and I don't have a note for them from anywhere else. So I'm thinking it must have been her. These are super cool. I've used them a couple times. They are a little bit hard to get the hang of. And this was back in 2021. They do still work. They are still pretty full of fluid. I think the most ones I've used is the red and the blue and a little bit of the purple. So yeah, these are really nice to have. So they're basically just like watercolor brush markers. Really fun to play around with, but even harder to control than normal watercolors. So I definitely have to kind of figure out how to use them. Next, in September 2021, I bought the Crayola Super Tips. These I mostly bought for planning, but they I do use them sometimes for coloring, so I'll show you anyways. So this is the 100 count of them. There's a few missing because I'm using them currently in my planner right now. I mostly use these just to kind of mark off anything that I've completed. So that way it makes my planner look really colorful, and I like that. So this is a wide selection of colors. They're super handy and good to have. So definitely recommend those. All right, and then this month actually I bought more Ohuhu markers. I couldn't help myself, guys. I couldn't. So I bought the, let's see, this is the 48 set of pastel markers. They are so cute. I did go ahead and fill out the color swatches already. So these are the colors. They are just gorgeous. I love them. Like just looking at this makes me happy. I don't know what it is about pastel colors, but they are my favorite. So added those to the collection, and these will be nice because these are actually brush tip, which I haven't really played around with brush tip markers much, so there might be a little bit of a learner curve there from the bullet nib that I do have in the other set, but I'm hoping I'll like them. If not, I'm still happy to have them anyways. Okay, so that's it for like the main kind of coloring stuff that I have. So there's a few like random bits and bobs. So I like to use tracing paper. I include this as part of my coloring collection. And I mostly use this when I'm not sure of what I'm gonna color something, because this just lets me kind of actually see what it'll look like rather than trying to visualize it in my brain, which doesn't always work. Or my brain tells me something's a good idea when it's actually not. So tracing paper is more reliable. I've also got these Glitterific paints. These came out a while ago. I don't know if they still have them. I think mine still work. I haven't really used them in a long time because they're really chunky, but they are really nice to have. And then I've just got a blender pencil, which I always have some of these. I've got my extender pencils, which I've been using them quite a bit lately because of my tiny pencils. I've got some skin tone markers that I picked up at the dollar store for $4. They suck. Not gonna lie, wouldn't spend money on those again. I've got the 6th set of the Gansai Tambi Starry colors, or not Gansai Tambi, Kuretake, the Kuretake watercolors. These are actually really nice. I've used them a few times, although I always keep them down on my watercolor shelf, which I don't use my watercolors a lot, so I always forget that I have these, but they are so beautiful. This one especially. These two are like my favorite. So if you want to make gold or like metallic embellishments, these are super awesome to have. I do eventually want the pearlescent set too, because I think that would be fun to have in the collection as well. So I can't remember who gifted those to me. I think it was one of my friends. And then we have Posca Sets. So these are the 0.7mm ones, and there's 12 colors in here. I mostly use the black and the white, but it is nice to have options for these other colors as well. I know I bought these on eBay forever ago and they are still working, so that is pretty impressive. I also have this 20 set of watercolor brush pens, and my friend gave me these, and I have to admit I haven't really played around too much with them. They do come with a water brush pen though that does have water, so I know I swatched them. That's what I did. I think I swatched these. That would be under watercolors. Yeah, so these are the colors of the Neil colors. These are the Gansai Tambi watercolor colors. Here is the metallic starry colors. And then these are the Mermaid Markers. So their colors are very deep and vibrant. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love the names for them. They are so beautiful. So I definitely need to actually use those. Oh, but these ones, no, I never did swatch them. I got distracted by the Mermaid Markers because they're so pretty. No, I must have just played around with them or something, or just filled the water brush pen up. I honestly can't quite remember, but I'll need to swatch those. I'll add that to my list of to-dos. And then the last thing I'm going to show you guys here is just kind of my essential bulk box, if that's what you want to call it. So I've got my pencil sharpeners and stuff in here, another Posca pen. I've got a bunch of jelly rolls, so a bunch of the white ones. I think I need to replace them though because they have just been sitting forever and they don't seem to be working very well. I have a Stardust jelly roll. A cheap pencil extender that I'll probably just end up throwing out. This was the first one that I ever got, and I went way too cheap, and it doesn't work very good. I've also got my Derwent's battery-powered eraser. I really like this thing. It's really helpful, especially with pastel backgrounds or like little mistakes that you don't really want to rub the paper too much in a big area. So this kind of helps you concentrate it to where the mistake is. That's the second Stardust pen. My Uniball Signal Broad, I only have one. I know I bought a whole set of them. I don't think I went through them, but I don't know where I put them. This one is almost pretty much out and it's not really working anyways. So I definitely need to pick up some more of these. And here I just have a bunch of random pencils. So I do have some, I do have a bunch of spare Prismacolor Premiers. So I've got Peach, Sky Blue Lights, oh, another cream, Peacock Green, Non-Photo Blue, Light Aqua. I think that's it for the Premiers, and then, oh, and a black. Oh, I guess I didn't know I had this. I didn't have to take the black out of my full set either. Okay. Well, these three are Caran d'Ache pencils. I thought that they were just normal pencils, but they're watercolor pencils as indicated by the paintbrush on the barrel that I failed to see. But I feel like with the colors I got, I'm very limited, but I could probably create something really pretty with those. I have my outliner for the Derwent Inktense. I don't really use that, so I just kind of keep it in here. This was a pencil from the Black Widow brand that didn't have any writing on the barrel. I can't remember what the color was called, but I figured out which one it was and I messaged them and they sent me a new one. And then I think, oh, we got another cream, Prismacolor. I forget what I need and then I just, and another black. I forget what I need and then I just pick up colors I know I use a lot when I'm at Michael's. So, let's see. This one is a Caran d'Ache Luminance in the white. And then these ones are skin tones of the Polychromos that I had ordered, I think from Edmonton in Alberta here, because they're the only, there's a store there that is the only place that you can get open stock pencils from. So I ordered them from there to kind of try them out. And then I just decided to go ahead and get the whole case anyways, because I have full set syndrome and want all the pencil brand syndrome. So yeah, there's all those. This stuff is more just planning stuff I kind of keep in there as well. So this is a box I reach for quite often. But other than that, that is it for my coloring supplies, I'm pretty sure. So the supplies I use hasn't changed too much. I'm very particular. I'm one of those people that I do enjoy to experiment, but for the most part, I know what works and I stick to it kind of thing. So I haven't really added a whole bunch to them. There is a few different pencil sets and stuff I do want to add to the collection, just because, again, full set syndrome. But other than that, yeah, I think that's it. I think we're going to leave it off here. And then I think what I'm going to do, this is probably the last time, I'll do a full update on my coloring supplies unless requested. I will just keep track of everything I've shown you guys, and if I add anything new, I'll make sure to mark it down. That way, when I do decide to do a finished page video of everything I've colored since showing you guys my full finished page videos, if that makes sense, I'll just put everything new in it. So it'll include the finished pages that are new, new books since the last video, and new supplies since that video. So just a full update on everything coloring wise, I think, is how we're going to do that, because that just makes more sense, I think, and would make for a little bit of a longer video, so, and more interesting. But yeah, I'm going to leave it off here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for hanging out with me, and hopefully I will see you again next time. All right, guys, as always, take care. Bye.